why do we have all these golf clubs in a set? 14 is the maximum we're allowed, and the irons all come in different numbers. Let me explain what the differences are. I've got 4 clubs from the same set here. A number 4, a number 6, a number 8, and a number 10. We call it a pitching wedge, but a number 10 iron. The first difference you'll notice is the length. The 4 is 1 inch longer than the 6, which is 1 inch longer than the 8, which then is 1 inch longer than the 10. So our odd numbered clubs fit in between, a 3 here, a 5 here, a 7 here, a 9 here. So it's a ½ inch difference in the length per number of the golf clubs. The other difference between these clubs is the loft on the club face. If I take the 2 extremes in this situation, we have a number 4 iron, we have a 10 iron. The loft on the 4 iron is far less than the loft on the 10 iron, the angle on the face. Now these 2 things combined will mean that the golf ball will be hit a different distance with exactly the same swing. So taking the 2 extremes again, the 4 iron is 3 inches longer than the 10 iron. The beauty with this though is that you change nothing. You don't even stand any further away from the ball with the longer club than you stand from the ball with the shorter club. I'll just demonstrate. If I was going to hit the 10 iron, that's how I would stand. If I was going to hit the 4 iron, that's how I would stand. So the one distance that never varies is that. Me to the golf club stays constant. The reason why they're different lengths is this. With exactly the same swing, the longer shafted 4 iron, the head of the club will travel a wider arc, causing greater club head speed, which will give the ball more distance. The other adjustment, as we said a moment ago, is the loft on the club face. The 4 iron, being far less lofted, will hit the ball at a much lower trajectory. And in hitting the ball lower, that will also hit it further. The 10 iron, with the extra loft on the club, will hit the ball a much higher flight and thus less distance. So really the punchline with the difference of the clubs is the lower the number, the further the ball will travel. That's really the punchline to remember. The lower the number, the further the ball will travel. It's still a terribly difficult thing to do when you're a newer golfer. You've got to select the club. For example, your ball is in the middle of the fairway, the target is off in the distance. You've got to select one of your clubs to play the shot with. To be honest, in the early stages, it's a bit, you select one that you think will be correct. Unfortunately, the only time you know whether this selection is correct is when the ball lands. It's a fat lot of good. If you hit the ball beautifully, sails into the distant yonder, sails over the flag, over the green, over the fence, straight through someone's greenhouse the other side of the road, well, console yourself with the fact you now know that when you're that distance, that's not the right club. You still don't know which one is the right club, but you've eliminated that one. So there is still a large degree of trial and error. But always keep in mind, the lower the number, the further the ball will travel is the best concept. Good luck.